Well, up next, we are about to bring to you an inaugural panel discussion, a panel discussion where our speakers are going to focus on how today the AI skill divide is really something that we're noticing. Is upskilling really an uphill task? Talking to us about all this and more will be our next set of esteemed panelists right here. We will be touching upon several segments. They will dwell deeper and share with us how is it that we can discover continuous learning and emerging through technologies? How is it that AI workforce can be more prepared? How is it that the industry can really understand how critical AI skill shortage is? And how is it that we can work towards creating a balance? How is it that we can help our teams get to know that learning is a continuous process? And how is it that we can move forward in just that? May I request all of you to please put your hands together as we welcome our Power Pack panelists right here. Let's hear it up for Mr. Ankur Jain, founder and CEO at UdyogYantra.AI. A round of applause as I present to you Mr. Abhinav Jain, founder and CEO at Almonds.AI. May I welcome Dr. Alok Chandra, success guru and a coach. And to moderate these brilliant speakers right here, may I present to you Mr. Purushothaman, partner, head digital solutions and telecommunications industry at KPMG in India. Let's hear a round of applause for all our speakers joining in as we look forward. May I request Dr. Alok Chandra to please join us on stage as we look forward to this very interesting panel discussion. He's just stepping. See, that is what is digital, that he's going to record this wonderful segment and put it on digital media as well. A round of applause for that thought. So thank you so much, Dr. Chandra, for your presence, and we look forward to this segment. All yours.
Good morning, everyone. After two power-packed keynote addresses, I think it is absolutely apt to actually focus on the real problem in hand about how do we actually become digital, how do we actually adopt AI. And I think this panel session couldn't have been better because we have practitioners, we have gurus, we have platform players, we have teams that actually engage with customers on a day-to-day basis, and we learn a lot from them. If we go back to what Akhilesh said, I think the AI winter concept is extremely important because whatever he said about AI and the AI winter is extremely relevant in the concept of or in the context of what we are actually talking. He also spoke about how some of his statistics are more estimates. But I would like to start this session with some kind of surveys that we have done, although they're again estimates, but there are some surveys that we keep doing with our own clients across different industries. Every year we come up with a CEO survey. This is just to get a perspective on what do CEOs around the world think, talk, and do for a living, and how do they actually define the way they drive businesses. We do this across 350 CXOs around the world, across geographies. And some themes emerge from these discussions. And I think over a period of time, we've tried to benchmark them. That gives me a very good opening, a segue into this entire discussion. It is very interesting from the time we started talking about AI. 5 years back, we started talking about digital transformation. 2022, started talking about AI. 23, we started talking about adoption. 24, now we are talking about how are we going to drive value. Okay, so that's how the entire theme has emerged. The recent survey that we have done, there are two things that actually are very relevant to our discussion. One is only 66% of the CXOs actually recognize that AI will be transformative and disruptive to their businesses, which is very concerning because every aspect of our business is going to get disrupted by AI, but only 66% think that it's more relevant to them, of which only 53% feel that they have actually started taking concrete actions in their own organization to drive change. Okay, so change management is very critical as well. So that is even more concerning. So is there a gap in understanding? Is there a gap in appreciation of the actual the value that AI can bring in is an important topic to cover. So maybe I'll start with, I have some esteemed panelists here. We have Ankur, we have who actually drives platforms, accelerators, tools. We also have a very important dignitary who actually drives customer engagement, and we have a coach or a guru who actually advises change and also coaches professionals in driving these changes. Okay, maybe I can start with you, Ankur. Can you explain to us how are you? First of all, I think it'll be important for you to also explain first what you do as a platform, because what you're doing is transformational in terms of how you're bringing solutions to market in an accelerated way, which is what the entire concept of speed is. And before we come to how you are adopting AI within your organization, can you explain to us how have you adapted AI within your own products and solutions to drive value to your customers?
Sure. Thank you. So, UdyogYantra, the company which I founded 5 years back, it says business instrument. So how AI can be used as a business instrument. So that's fundamentally what we are trying to build. But I think AI can be trained like a kid, but AI can also be trained like a supervisor. The AI can be trained like a shift manager. The AI can be trained like a chef. The AI can be trained like a quality supervisor. So fundamentally, every human, be it a doctor, lawyer, I think we hear a lot about ChatGPT and a lot of, I would say, textual-oriented processes now moving to, I would say, self-learning mechanisms. But there is more to it. And I'll talk a bit about manufacturing. So fundamentally, the manufacturing backend, how do you have AI who can take care of various processes and make the labor more productive? So, and when you make it more productive, you make it more scalable. I would put two statistics out there. By 2050, 68% of the world population will be living in cities. Okay, 68% of the world population. And obviously, food doesn't get produced in cities, right? Food gets produced in farms and maybe Aqualife. That's where the food gets produced. So the food processing and food manufacturing will really need to scale up. People will not be eating fresh food. So that's one area where I think AI can bridge that gap, and we can talk about it later. Another statistics I'll put out there. India is the second largest producer of grains, fruits, and vegetables. Okay. Does anybody know where are we in the hunger index? 111 out of 125. Second largest producer, but 111 out of 125 on the hunger index. So that talks about the food supply chain. With all the technological transformation that is out there till now, we have not been able to solve this inefficiency of food. So AI can also be looked at distributed intelligence, not only self-learning intelligence, but distributed intelligence, which can solve a lot of problems which have not been solved till now.
Thank you, Ankur. Abhinav, I'd like to come to you. Just from again, the context of this survey that we've done, it's very interesting for you to note that 70% of all AI solutions are focused towards sales and marketing-driven engagement. So customer engagement and personalization is the biggest use case that they are trying to drive. Data and insights are obviously the input to it, and personalization is an output to it. So I think the platform that you work on, or the acceleration tools that you work on, is very much focused on loyalty programs, customer engagement that drives the growth of the end products and solutions. Can you explain to us how are you benefiting from the AI revolution? And can you also touch upon very specifically the skills that you had to actually build within your team to drive this particular change? Because it's a completely transformative solution that you have come up with.
Sure, thank you. First of all, thank you, ETI, for inviting us to this event. I'll quickly talk about what we do so that everyone is on the same page. Almonds.AI is basically a channel care solutions company. Almonds is an abbreviation for activating the last mile on digital solutions. That's why we kept it Almonds. And what we do, we work with India's top 100 distribution-led companies, be it in FMCG, be it in NBFC, any space which has channel partners, which means dealer, distributors, retailers network. And more than 6 million channel partners are right now empowered through our platforms. As he mentioned, what we actually do is we help companies in engaging, rewarding, and educating their channel partners. So any retailer in India, which is about 1.5 crore rupees, there is a chance that 1 in every 2 retailers are right now empowered through our platform. Coming to the use of AI, if you look at it, how the journey of a retailer is, or the end customer is. They start their shop, probably 8 a.m., 9 a.m. in the morning, be there until 8 p.m., probably 9, and even some of the workaholics, 10, 11. And in this journey, one of the most important thing for them is to personalize the interaction with the customer that they have. We actually launched a yearly report called Channel Loyalty Report. Again, the 2025 version is in the process. We did about 800 interviews last year with dealer, distributors, retailers, brands, CMOs, CXOs across the country with various media houses. And what we learned, the 3 Brahma Vakya of these retailers are, you go to any shop, Ankurji, they would say, ye meri guarantee hai. This product you take, my guarantee. If you'll ask about support, they'll say, मैं कहाँ जा रहा हूँ. And third, they'll say, payment, sir, kal aa jayega. What I'm trying to make the point here is that AI has to eventually come into that segment where AI would come and personalize the interaction for the Gupta ji, who's a retailer, one of the 1.5 crore mom and pop stores in the country, and then enable them to have this conversation more personalized with them. In our company, we had to literally shift the focus in the last 2 years, considering the way how brands want to engage with their customers and channel partners. So we enabled a lot of AI infusions into our ecosystem itself, initially starting with simple chat scripts and all of this. But now what we are seeing is AR enabled with AI is playing a larger role. So we just partnered with a Singapore-based AR glasses company, just like the one that you're wearing, to enable these channel partners of brands to literally speak to their customers in their own language. And not just the language in the sense Hindi, English and all, but the context that they understand. These are a few things that I thought to be helpful.
I think we spoke about 2 startups that actually focus on products and one on customer engagement, which are the 2 important levers. Dr. Ashok Chandra is a success coach, he's a guru. Sir, very important question for you, and the moot point of today's discussion is, there is obviously there is a perception that there is an inherent threat to the livelihood of individuals, but there is also a different side of an opportunity that anyone can actually adopt and drive. In your conversations and some of the work that you are doing, what are some of the challenges that you see in companies adopting to this change of AI? And what kind of skills do you think are most relevant and being easily adopted? And how are you trying to drive this change?
Hi, good morning. I'm Alok Chandra. I'm basically on a mission to bridge the gap between academia and industry. At this point of time, what industry wants is not being produced by the academia, and academia is working under their own whims and fancies. That's why this number of rate of employment, because people say there is employment whenever I meet industry personnel in any of the conferences or wherever I go, I always find there are some position open and they are not able to fill because they don't have the resources what they are looking for. And there are a hell of 4 lakhs engineers, 3 lakhs MBAs every year being produced. So I am on a mission on it. So far as AI is concerned, at this point of time, the concern is as good or as bad as when the computers came. When the computers came, people said they will replace our job. What we are going to do? But And when the computers came, they said they thought that the computer is going to work only calculate or in accounting and all that. Now computers are everywhere. So number one thing, what we have to do, we have to accept the AI. But the worst part is the negative aspects of the AI, like fake photos and illegal transactions and all that are being prominently told to the public. Another thing, what I am thinking, there are three aspects. One is the leadership. Leadership is ready to adapt AI, but still at the leadership level, there is a lot of scarcity of a talent, because we never thought we require so much of AI leadership and who can enable in the industry. The second thing is the resources. Are we ready to upskill? We are not upskilling. And the other middle-level manager and middle-level resources also are not interested, because they think the moment you upskill these with AI, your number of your people in your team or everything will get reduced. Maybe he himself maybe get reduced with a person who is a better AI trained. The number third is the initial freshers who are coming. My humble suggestion to all of you from an industry, that whenever you do a hiring now, you must check whether he is AI enabled, or he is interested in AI, or he is AI centric. He is at least ready to learn toward all the software and all. Then again, somewhere I read, if I give an example of 1995, when the computers were coming and it was only for corporate or academia, then NIIT started a course for everybody, from housewife to the student, everything in 499 rupees or 199 rupees, I don't remember. And Satyam also was there, and they created a revolution. So everybody, after that, everybody started sending the emails, and they understood what is a computer. At that point of time, where you put a floppy and then that OS you start. So that sort of involvement is required. We need to teach them AI and how to use this function from an initial class 5 or class 6 onwards. Another question comes in, if we now all the scientific research, everything, students are using AI software, free software, chat GPT and all. But we have to get rid of this fear that they will misuse it. We have to come up, and there are, when the students are writing or content writers are using the AI, so there are another software who are there to check that. That is also being, so we need to upgrade our level. We have to think ahead, and everybody from class 5 onwards, all the resources, everybody should be trained on AI or should be ready to adapt, because it is a very user-friendly. Most of the software are very user-friendly. That is my take.
Thank you, sir. I'll very specifically call out 5 skills that we have researched. These are 5 out of the 25 skills that we think, as per the survey, will get disrupted by AI. One is office and admin support, the repetitive tasks. Engineering skills, the software code, and as sir said. Business and finance operations, legal and contract, because some of it is a lot of research which can be adopted. And then sales and marketing, which you covered. These are the top 5 as per our survey, where we think that the skills can be repeated. But at the same time, we also try to find out which are those evergreen skills that will not create disruption, always be evergreen. Those came from what sir also mentioned about behavioral aspects of a human being, and the ability to adopt cognitive skills. Also technology skills, the base tech skills which is required for adoption in other areas. So there are some evergreen skills that we've also researched. Very specific question to 3 of you. What is one skill that you think is going to get disrupted in your own interactions with your customers or your employees? And what is that one evergreen skill that you think is something that you can actually build upon. Yeah, Ankur.
So I think before I answer question, I have a little different context on this, if you allow me to. I'll give an example. I don't know how many of you remember those rickshaws being pulled by people in Kolkata. You remember that? Right? When cycle rickshaws came, people told that, I think the people who were driving those hand-pulled rickshaws, they told that they will get disrupted, right? And cycle rickshaws came and they stayed and everybody migrated to cycle rickshaws. Now, I come from Delhi and there is now e-rickshaws, right? And when e-rickshaws came, it's our electric-powered three-wheeler to do small distances. People said cycle rickshaws will get disrupted. But what is happening now, right? So earlier, a person who could do 50 kilometers a day is now doing maybe 200 kilometers a day. Earlier, if somebody had a learning capability, or sort of I would say earning capability of maybe 500 rupees a day, now he might be earning 2,000 rupees a day. Earlier, you never had a woman who could drive a rickshaw, a cart puller. Earlier, you could not have a handicapped driver rickshaw, right? So I would always say that disruption is a negative word. It enables any new technology like AI, it drastically increases the productivity. And the incumbents find it difficult to upgrade, and that's a basic law of inertia, which says that people don't want to change. But I would say that I think the biggest threat to AI will be the biggest threat to anybody who doesn't want to change. And people who were sitting on truckloads of knowledge, keeping doing the rudimentary tasks, just repeating the same skill set again and again, do morning, evening jobs. So people who are doing a repeated task, who are not evolving in their profession, they will take a hit. And I think I think anybody who had an ambition to grow. So you asked me a question, what will be evergreen? So anybody who had an ambition to grow, I think he will continue to grow like crazy because of AI. I'll give two examples. We happen to work with certain midday meal schemes to track what is the quality of meals. We worked in a project in Itapalli, Gadchiroli. It's a tribal area in Maharashtra only. And we found a person who is literally not educated. And somehow we got him for installation and all those things. But now, he is a senior operations supervisor doing all the data annotations, doing model triggering deployment, model retraining, and multi-layer modeling. Okay, uneducated person, just gone to basic school. That is what AI can do. Another guy who is doing the similar profile is an Uber cab driver. So I just would say anybody who has an ambition will get multiplied like crazy. So that's all I like to say.
Thank you. Abhinav, a quick thought from you. We are running out of time.
Sure. So I come from strong marketing and sales background. I am already seeing that AI has fully transformed the world we are in. In fact, every content that you're watching, there's a production, I think it's from your company only, that every second content that you either engage on or look at or see, there is a chance there is a fusion of AI in that, right? So it's already been transformed. And it'll continue to empower people who are in the marketing space and all of the relevant areas to deliver much better, much faster, much cheaper. What's evergreen? I was reading a book called Experience Economy, an old book, lovely book, and it says that in the last 50 years, experiences have come closer to people. In 1970, if you had to watch a cricket match, you had to literally go to a stadium. In 80s, it became on TV radio, so about 10 feet. In 90s, it was laptop computers, so about 3 feet. 2000, it was phones, so 1 feet. And now you are getting glasses, so literally next to your eyes. This experience is now coming more closer to humans, and I feel that giving experiences will always be evergreen. That is not going to be disrupted in any way. So.
Yeah, but the way to deliver it will change. Yeah.
Absolutely. The medium will continue to be transformed.
So, Doctor, your closing thoughts?
First thing, what you asked for, the one skill which is mostly required. We Indians are not as much data-centric. I'm not talking about data scientists, I'm talking about number. You have to love the numbers from the lowest level employee to the highest level. The moment you start teaching all the lowest employees, start working on numbers, things will move. And the second thing, what I'm looking for, and I suggest for developers, that try to make software as simple as possible, because I propagate the theory of KISS. Keep it as simple as possible. So everybody will accept, and so that is my word. But I see a very bright future this of AI, and next 5 years will be as good as a computer or a laptop in India.
Thank you, thank you. I think we are running out of time. I think for each of the skills, we could have actually had a debate. But just as a conclusion, what Ankur said and what Abhinav said, speed, productivity, acceleration, efficiency is going to get disrupted, and it is going to actually for the benefit of the end consumers, and they are only going to benefit. Change management and upskilling the teams are going to be utmost essential and important, and that is something that you need to actually drive within your own setup, and keep it simple. And that's what Dr. Ashok also said. If you create a solution that is simplistic enough for your own teams or customers to adopt, it'll find an end customer and usage. With that note, thank you very much. We're end of.